Hey y'all, and welcome to the very first episode of Well, Nikki Said, the podcast where we keep it real about life, love, and everything in between. I'm your host, Nikki, and I'm a 34-year-old Black woman who's seen love in all its forms, the good, the bad, and the downright confusing. Today we're talking about love, not just the rom-com version, but real, raw love, the kind that changes you, challenges you, and sometimes breaks you open in the best way. So whether you're single, partnered, healing, or thriving, this episode is for you. Let's talk about it. You know, in my 20s, I thought I had love all figured out. Love meant grand gestures, passion, and someone to call my own. But if I'm honest, I was chasing a fantasy where I didn't have to do all the hard work of loving myself first. Fast forward to my 30s, and love looks different. It's quieter, more intentional. It's about choosing people who choose me back, and it's about choosing myself. I've learned that love isn't about perfection. It's about growth. And let me tell you, I've grown. When I think about love, I often think back to Lauryn Hill's album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, and the conversation the teacher has with his students on one of the interludes. He asks, "What's your definition of love?" Answering this in my 20s, I would have given an answer of money, trips, food, taking me out, showing me off. The simple mind. Now, being older and have experienced a few things, love has a different definition. Love doesn't hurt. Love is gentle. Love is patient. Love is knowing that the trials and tribulations are all worth it in the end if we keep love alive. I know that love isn't easy either. You have to want to give love the way you want to receive love. But also know that it's not a competition. You can't think, I gave a little bit more than you, so you have to find the balance and work to keep it there. What about you? Has your definition of love changed over the years? Let's talk about self-love, because if there's one thing I've learned, it's that you can't pour from an empty cup. For a long time, I thought self-love was selfish, but now I see it as the foundation for everything. Self-love for me means learning to say no, prioritizing my mental health, and being okay with my imperfections. It's waking up every day and reminding myself that I am enough, no matter what the world tries to tell me. Self-love taught me that I truly am invincible. No one can tell me anything about myself because, baby, I love myself too much. I've been through and done so much that when I actually started loving myself, I saw a difference. I saw that the things I took on, verbal abuse, mental abuse, which are all a topic for another day, child, it was not worth it. People were treating me how I allowed them to treat me. Don't get me wrong, I love a good argument, a good fighting match, but I didn't love myself enough to know that that's not how I should be treated. So here's another question for you. How do you show up for yourself in love? And if you haven't been, what's one small step you can take to start that? Okay, let's get real about romantic love, because that's the one we're all conditioned to chase, right? At 34, I've seen my share of relationships, some beautiful, some painful, all of them lessons. There was a time when I thought that love meant losing myself to make someone else happy. Spoiler alert, that's not love. Real love feels safe. It's a partnership where you can be your whole messy self without fear of judgment. I used to think that if I could just give a little more, compromise more, shrunk myself more, that maybe, just maybe, I'd finally be enough. That's the lie we tell ourselves, right? That love is this endless sacrifice, a one-way street where you pour and pour until there's nothing left. I remember being in this relationship where I thought I had to earn love. Like every day was a test I would fail. I dimmed my light just to make sure his ego stayed intact. I'd swallow my feelings because I didn't want to start an argument. But here's the plot twist. Love isn't something you earn. It's something you receive. The right person won't keep you guessing. They won't make you feel small. They'll sit in the messy with you, hold your hand when you're falling apart, and say, I see you, all of you, and I'm still here. That's love. So let's talk about it. When was the moment you realized you were losing yourself in a relationship? What did it take for you to find your way back? And if you're in that space right now, feeling like love is heavy and suffocating, let this be your sign. Love isn't supposed to feel like that. You deserve more. And you know what? It's okay if you haven't found that yet. Love isn't a race, it's a journey. And sometimes the best thing you can do is let go of what isn't meant for you so you can make space for what is. Love isn't just about relationships, though. Some of the deepest love I've experienced comes from my friendships, my family, and my community. As a Black woman, there's something sacred about the love we share with each other. It's the way we uplift, protect, and hold space for one another. That kind of love, our love, is revolutionary. So to my tribe, my sisters, my people, thank you for reminding me what love looks like every day. It's in the smallest gestures, an encouraging text, a hug when I need it the most, a like on my comment on TikTok, or just sitting with me in silence. Here's what I know about love at 34. It's not perfect and it's not always easy, but it's worth it. Whether it's loving yourself, loving someone else, or loving the world around you, love is a thing that keeps us going. So if you're out there trying to figure it all out, welcome to the club. You're not alone and you've got time. Thank you for joining me on this first episode of Well, Nikki Said. If this resonated with you, share it with a friend, leave a review, or just sit with it for a while. I'll be back soon with more real talk about life, growth, and being authentically, unapologetically you. Until next time, take care of yourself and don't forget to love yourself first.